Hello everyone, my name is Vam, and welcome back to another episode of Zero Cut Profiles, where today we're back in the NR format for a very funny deck that I am very proud of to have created. This is Mind Control Magistus, and if the name doesn't sum it up, this deck is all about stealing your opponent's monsters. We have things like Double Magical Armbind, a very funny card called Magic Gate of Miracles, and Iwas the Magistus Spell Spirit. So, this whole deck revolves around the Magistus monsters and being able to take opponents' monsters through a variety of ways. We're playing some Kaijus to get rid of problem cards that can't be targeted. We're playing some board breakers, which might seem counterintuitive, but when you think we steal something, then we wipe everything else and swing in for a ton of damage with their own monsters. We are playing Parasomnia Pillow as a removal that gives us a token that emulates that opponent's monster. So, without further ado, let's get into the card by card, and I cannot wait to show all of you what this deck is about. So, firstly, we have Jester Confy. This card is a completely free spellcaster body, which is extremely important because we need multiple spellcasters and multiple monsters for a lot of these cards. Next, we have Triple Mad Hacker. Now, this hand trap was very expensive to get, 1,500 gems, because it was not craftable. It had to be bought from the structure decks. As you can see, I already did that, but nowadays it's at 3 and it is very funny. If a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field, you can special summon this card from your hand, and during the end phase, you can banish this card you control to take control of one monster your opponent controls with the lowest attack. Then you have a couple of restrictions, but those don't really matter that badly. What's interesting about this is those two effects are separate. So we can normal summon this card and steal our opponent's monster if they end on something by itself, or if we can out everything else. Next, we have Gradle Cobra. Now, this card is not that good, but it is fitting with the theme. If it's in the monster zone and destroyed by battle or trap effect, you can equip this and snatch steal your opponent's monster. And even if they out the Gradle Cobra, the monster goes with it. What's really fun about this is in certain niche cases, we can play into Torrential Tribute and trigger this off of the trap effect. But most of the time it's just going to be battle. We can proactively trigger this by normal summoning this and hitting a monster, and this doesn't have to target what destroyed it. Next, we have 3 Crowley, the Magistus of Grimoires. This is a Magistus name, but also a way to turn extra spellcasters we can't get out of our hand into a spellcaster on the field. Next, this one, it's an Exosister jump scare, Zora, the Magistus of Flame. This card, you can target a Magistus you control, including itself, equip it with one Magistus monster from your extra deck, and if it becomes equipped, you can special summon a level 4 spellcaster from your hand or graveyard, but its effects are negated. This effect is very useful in this deck, and this is one of our better cards. We just don't want to draw all of it because it can't actually special summon itself. Next, we have Triple Riliona, the Magistus of Vare. This allows us to search our Magistus spell traps, and we are going to be searching a couple of them that I will get to in a second. We're playing 3 Godarla because this is a cheap, big kaiju that we can use, and we can take full advantage of it. I'm playing the smaller kaiju because it still takes a lot of damage if we have to crash it into a Gradle Cobra, or if we don't have a way of stealing it just yet. That way it's sort of a niche backup plan. Finally, for our monsters in the main deck, we have Scion the Valence Archer, which is a level 4 spellcaster that can summon itself for free, but we are locked out of non-Valence special summons except from the extra deck, which we aren't really too concerned about that. So it's perfectly fine, effectively free, and we can use it in a lot of different ways. Next, we have Lightning Vortex, which is just a board wipe. It's very good, it's very nice, it's seen tons of play throughout Yu-Gi-Oh's history. So we're just going to move on from it, and you hopefully might get to see its power today. Next, we have Magic Gate of Miracles, which I guarantee a lot of you have never heard of. If you control 2 or more spellcaster monsters, change an attack position monster your opponent controls to defense, take control of it, and it can't be destroyed by battle ever. Now, this effect is really nice because it allows us to steal anything but a link monster. And the way this is worded, we can just turn it back to attack position, even if it hasn't been in attack position. It's really nice. Next, we have 2 Magistus Invocation. This is effectively searchable polymerization, but we can use it to use our spell and trap zone monsters, including Ninaruru, which we can't take advantage of in this deck, but it's nice to have anyways in real Magistus decks. We can just search it off of a Riliona and go from there. We also have one Magistus Vritra, which is a monster reborn for Magistus, and it has a backup effect, but we don't really use it. It's just to revive something like a Zoroa or another Riliona to search, or, you know, a Crowley if we need it. Next, we have Parasomnia Pillow. During the end phase, you can destroy the equipped monster. If this card is sent to the graveyard because the equipped monster was destroyed and sent to the graveyard, special summon a Parasomnia token, and it has the same attack, type, and attribute. It's really strong. It's just, you know, kind of power crept, but it is very, very funny. Next, we have Magical Arm Shield. While we have a monster and they control 2 or more monsters, we can steal one of theirs for that battle and make them attack each other. So we can either out a weaker monster or deal battle damage and out a stronger monster with something else. Finally, we have Double Magical Armbind. Tribute 2 monsters, target 2 monsters, take control of them until your end phase, which is really, really nice, because we can then link it off or synchro it off or exceed it off for something else. Finally, the extra deck, we have Triple Iwas, the Magistus Spell Spirit. It may seem weird to be playing so many Magistus extra deck monsters, but we can equip them as well for separate effects. Now, Iwas. While this card is an equipped card, the equipped monster gains 1,000 attack and defense. It requires a Magistus and a Spellcaster, of which we have plenty. During the main phase, you can target one other face-up monster on the field, equip this card to it, and if it's equipped to an opponent's monster, take control of it, but it can't activate its effects. That's what we're going after, and this is a quick effect, meaning as long as it doesn't get outed or the monster we're targeting is outed, we can steal it on our opponent's turn for a disruption. Next, we have one Enlightenment Paladin. It's like the only playable level 8 synchro. It's a spellcaster, funny enough, but we just mainly use it because we have Zoroa. Next, we have a number 52 Diamond Crab King, great beat stick. We have a number 70 Malevolent Sing, a nice removal card. We have 3 Ninaruru. This is our spell trap removal. The equip effect doesn't really matter, but there's an effect that if it is equipped, we can target a Magistus in our spell and trap zone and a spell trap our opponent controls and destroy both. And this can include itself. So we can go Zoroa, equip a Ninaruru, summon a monster, and use the Ninaruru to pop a problem back row. Finally, we have an Exorcister Asophiel, which is, you know, more great removal. And so we can take full advantage of this with our rank 4 pool. Next, we have Code Breaker Virus Swordsman, which is a generic link 2. That's all it is. It's got a big attack stat. Next, we have Geoneer Transversor because, of course, we're trying to steal monsters. It's also fairly generic, so we can link off our opponent's monsters. Same thing with Pit Knight early, great way to stick around. We have a Triple Burst Dragon and a Berserker of the Tenyi as more link fodder to go into to have big beat sticks on our side of the field using our opponent's monsters. Now, with that being said, let's hop into the duel. Our opponent has no idea what we are going to be playing. So let's just see what they are on. So while we're waiting, we can greatly consider what could they be on. Things like Metal Foes. It's very funny to see different cards that we can take control of, and here we go. My rambling can stop right there. So hopefully we can win the coin toss. Now this deck can go first or second. In my experience with it, of which I've had more than most of my other decks because I have enjoyed playing it, going first is a lot more fun because we can set up an Iwas to steal. And occasionally you get hands like this that would have definitely been better going second. But that's okay. So here we can just, what do they possibly have on draw phase? For goodness sakes. Okay, standby phase. Then, come on, main phase 1. Okay, we can just go for a Riliona. We do have plays here. We can go for a Riliona grab Vritra, which can allow us to keep the Riliona. And next turn, we can search an invocation if we revive it. And hopefully we draw a spellcaster monster. So we're going to go ahead and set one and just simply pass the turn. Hopefully we can do a little bit more with this hand once we draw some cards. As you can see from the deck profile, there were a couple of combos that we could do. Nothing too crazy at all, but hopefully we can steal our opponents. So, main phase 1. Let's see what a Galland can do to us. So they've got 6 cards. We have a Jack in the hand, which I am excited to see what they are doing with this. What could they be playing? Maybe Drytron? I've seen some Drytron lists before. We can see. Oh. Well, yes, we will take the Jester Confi. Thank you very much for giving us a Spellcaster. They are playing Appliancer. Now, something funny going on here. They told me before we started filming that they wanted to switch decks because they didn't want to look bad. I'm very interested to see what Appliancer can do. And this will be very funny. So let's see what they can do with an Appliancer. Which one did they add? A Copybockle? I added Jester Confi. I don't get to see which one they added. Gizmek Naganaki, the Sunrise Signaler. Let's see it. Could this be a... No, this wouldn't be a Telephone FTK, would it? So, Sunrise Signaler, placing something on top of the deck? No. Tributing it to special summon a level 1 machine whose attack equals defense from the deck. Which I believe... Breaker Bunkle and Copybockle, they're both 0 attack and defense. And these are the only Appliancer main deck monsters I think we have. Maybe we have one other, but I don't remember. I know this deck is fairly small in the NR pool. So here comes the Breaker Bunkle. And during damage calculation, if an Appliancer monster you control battles an opponent's monster, you can discard this card. This monster can not be destroyed by battle, and you take no battle damage. Where art thou? Seems like now they're going to grab the Copybockle and copy the Breaker Bunkle. What difficult names to say. Let's see what they can do against my Rilliona with Magical Arm Shield. They could have picked Breaker Bunkle to add to their hand as protection, which would make a lot of sense. Copybockle I don't believe has too much in the hand. There we are. There's a Copybockle. They have the same name now. You can banish this card, target an appliance you control, special summon one with the same name from your hand or graveyard. Interesting. So now they've got a 2 level 1s. Could they be playing... Oh! Turbo Booster. They are playing a 1-axis deck. Not what I expected today. But, you know, let's see how it goes. So they've got 3 level 1s. Could they be going into a Lionheart? That's a possibility. That would be really annoying if they were. They could also go into number... I think it's 89 number archive to special summon bigger numbers from the extra deck. That's always a possibility, but I'm not sure if it's that likely. We do have the Magical Arm Shield if they decide to leave more than one monster on the field. They're going 3 in a Link 3, I believe. Yep. For Power Code Talker, do they plan on getting another monster? Or are they just going to do this for the negate? This thing doesn't do anything. If they leave another monster on field, target an Appliancer in your... Wow, okay then. Wow, we are watching Appliancer gameplay. Now I kind of want to play this deck. Targeting the Breaker Bunkle? I think that's what I saw. Yes, targeting the Breaker Bunkle. So now what's interesting is we can steal the Breaker Bunkle to prevent the extra damage, which might be worth it. Unless, is this all they plan to do? We could take a lot of damage here. No, they are going into a Vaculifant, and it's co-linked. Can attack directly when it is not co-linked, and send a card from your hand to graveyard, target a card your opponent controls, and destroy it. That could be a problem. This card is co-linked. You can target one monster in your opponent's main monster. Ah, that's annoying. Ah, duh. Vaculifant. Uh-oh. Well, we turned on our Magistus Virtua at least, so that's good. We can use this in tandem with things like Jester Confi that our opponent graciously gave us to summon our, what is it, to summon our Iwas. And I don't believe, yes, they have to battle an opponent's monster. So we're going to take a modest 3,300 and move on from there. Wow, this sprite is going crazy. So, with that being said, end phase, what could they possibly do in end phase? Oh, take 2,000. Ooh, I like that. Okay then. Luckily, we can't use Magic Aid of Miracles against a Link deck. That's the only annoying thing. So we have Magistus Vritra, which we can use to revive the Riliona. Come on, let this resolve, please. This desperately needs to resolve. And fortunately, unlike Zorua, Vritra does not negate the effects. So we can use this, grab the invocation, hopefully. Hopefully. Come on. There we go. And now we can go for invocation to fuse the Jester Confi in our hand and steal the Power Code Talker with Iwas. Hopefully. I'm still... What is this back row? Okay. We're going to fusion summon using the Jester Confi they gave us with the Riliona on field, and I am too terrified of this back row to not fire this off almost near immediately. Oh, if this was a quick effect, we could have done it during the battle phase. It's alright. It's alright. So we can now go Iwas, targeting the Power Code Talker. Then we can use this for our negate. Chalice. Interesting. So Chalice is a little bit annoying, but we can still hopefully do something against them. So what's interesting is we can proactively Parasomnia Pillow, then Lightning Vortex, but that seems like a high commitment when they're down to one card. So we're going to go Lightning Vortex, pitch the Magic Gate of Miracles, pop their board, and let's set the Parasomnia Pillow as bait. There, pass. And now we have a quick effect steal, a, hopefully as long as it sticks, another steal to prevent battle. We can see what this 1-2 cards they do can keep up with the Iwas. Man, I wish I put that in attack position, but it's alright. It's alright. Here, it's kind of a close game, 1,300 life points. Hopefully we can take full advantage of the 2,000 life point loss from Where Art Thou, and hopefully use this. There's a Breaker Bunkle. I'm very tempted to steal it, but if they go for a Vaculifant, then we can just hopefully chain another Where Art Thou. Okay then. We could go Iwas steal. I'm going to go ahead and put my chain on. We could go Iwas steal the Breaker Bunkle so they can't use the Copy Buckle, and then beat over the Copy Buckle. That puts us in kind of a low power situation, but it might be worth it. Unless they can go into some sort of Link 2. I think I might let them go a bit further. If they want to, of course. Or if they go for a Vaculifant, then we just chain to steal. There's Copy Buckle. They can no longer go for a Vaculifant unless they can find a way to co-link. Okay, so there's 2 link material. Hopefully they go into something like a Codebreaker. If they go into a Codebreaker, then we'll just steal the Codebreaker, because that's a pretty good deal right there. That becomes a 3,300 beat stick. And we've got another Lightning Vortex, just in case our draw is not good. This is our backup plan that we can hopefully take full advantage of. Don't have much in the graveyard. We can't do anything with this. Just kind of scanning around looking for plans. Uh-oh. Internet troubles. Okay, so there goes the Breaker Bunkle into the Laundry Dragon. Cannot be used as link material to turn its summon. Neither player takes any battle damage from this card. Once per turn after damage calculation of this co-linked card battles an opponent's monster, you can banish that monster. Once per turn after damage calculation, this monster that is not co-linked battles a monster. You can destroy that opponent's monster, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its original attack. Okay, then. Nothing's going on. They're trying to destroy the Iwas. So I think at the end of the main phase, yep, we're going to fire this one off. We're going to steal the Laundry Dragon. And now they've got a 0 attack Breaker Bunkle on field. So they want to try to do something with it, be my guest. Okay then. Hopefully we can be put in a position where we have some control. Uh-oh. Copy Buckle for... Oh, Copy Buckle for Breaker Bunkle. Interesting. And luckily we put this in a zone where it can't co-link with things as easily. Well, no, I should have put it on the right side. Unfortunately, a Vaculifant can link with this, but I think it should be okay. It's not co-linked. We have Magical Arm Shield in case we're in any sort of real danger. But 2 level 1s is not going to get them out of this just yet. There's one. Go for a... What are you making? A Propellion. This card can attack directly once per turn during damage calculation if your monster battles an opponent's monster while this card is co-linked. Interesting. So we can make them destroy their own Copy Buckle Breaker Bunkle. We'll go Magical Arm Shield. I'm willing to take that damage either way. Steal the Copy Buckle Breaker Bunkle. Take the damage, and now all they've got is a Propellion. While it's co-linked, you can make that opponent's monster 0. Okay. We're in a good situation. So we can hopefully take full advantage of the Laundry Dragon. They don't seem to have much. There's the second Where Art Thou damage. We can draw a good... That is... Woo-wee! That is a really good draw. I think we can just go ahead and clean this one up right here. What do they have? Okay. Standby phase. Main phase. Okay then. There we go. We can go Zoroa. Equipping... We can make the... I think we should go a little bit simpler. Let's go Iwas to guarantee as many separate attacks as possible, just in case. We'll go Zoroa, Revive, Rilliona. And Rilliona we can't do. Technically, I could have gone for something else, because either way, we're probably just going to make an Esophiel. But I think we can go for Enlightenment Paladin and deal as much damage as possible. This one, you can detach one material from this card. Target levels 4 higher spellcaster. Yeah, we're in a good position here. So if we just go for the Enlightenment Paladin, yes, we can deal a lot of damage with this swing and then clean it up with their own Laundry Dragon. Let's do it. Battle. We'll go Enlightenment in, dealing the guaranteed 25. What do they have? Oh, not co-linked. Oh, nuts. Uh-oh. Oh, and I completely forgot about Laundry Dragon. Oh, jeez Louise, I messed up. Well, that's not good. But they're still down to a top deck. I can't believe I misread it. While this card is... nuts! During damage calculation, if this monster is not co-linked. Okay. I understand that. That was... embarrassing, to say the least. Yeah, we don't really have any backup plans here, but hopefully the Laundry Dragon that we stole can be good enough. We can't do anything with it, but it hasn't been linked summoned this turn. There's a Crowley, and there's a way to not throw this game like we almost did. So we're going to normal summon the Crowley. We can go for the Rilliona effect. And there we go. We can equip it with another Iwas. While this can't deal battle damage, I think we can go in with this one. Put them on the ropes to have 2 card draws. And then we're fine. We should be okay, at least. We've got 2 big beat sticks. Let's hope I don't make that mistake again against Appliancer. We missed out on a lot of damage there, but it's okay. It's okay. So now this Crowley has 2800 attack, the Laundry Dragon. We could have gone for a Codebreaker. We probably should have gone for a Codebreaker main phase 2. There's Turbo Rocket. Battle phase. What are they trying to do? Could that last card be something? I'm not entirely sure. 2800? It's lethal, right? Or do I not know this deck well enough? Oh. Forbidden Chalice. Uh-oh. Alrighty then. Well, despite my enormous misplay, we did it, ladies and gentlemen. So, thank you all very much for watching. Hope to see you next week on either Tuesday or Friday, depending on when you are watching this. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.